Yeah. And welcome to another episode of Ripping the Rack Podcast. Why did we start recording already, Brian?
God. At least Tim and I have fashion sense.
I am repping my Bruins, even though they're playing like she height.
Good try, Hedman.
So this
King of the North is here, baby. 94.
Let's do this episode, whatever we're on.
94. I just
94.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought you were talking about the greatest hockey game of all time, NHL 90.
Oh no, NHL 99.
I am your host, Tim. With me today is the Coastal Crusader, Mr. Brian Athern. Brian, how you doing?
I am excellent, Tim. It was a very short weekend, and it has been the longest week already at 9:00 on a Friday or on a Monday. Jesus, it has been long already.
Yes, I would agree with that. We do have the Queen of the North, Mr. Calvin Locke, and I only say Queen because I am not to assume gender. So I just wanted to be an equal opportunity person. Is that going to get us?
I got the crown either way, baby.
Is that going to get us kicked off from YouTube?
King or queen, it doesn't matter. I'm on the throne.
He's just royalty. The royalty of the
all
North.
Day.
I actually had
there you go.
Tell me today. They were like, I was like, oh, thank you very much, and I called him Mr. I won't say his last name, and he was like, I would appreciate it if you don't assume my gender. Dude had more facial hair than Brian, and
if it looks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.
We're not making this a political thing. We're not getting into any gender discussion. It's the first time for me. That was, everybody has a first time. That happened to be my first time.
Yeah.
It's come to the point where we're gonna just address people by like their last names, like you did on the Little League team. It's like Matero.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. So first I do want to start. Oh my God. It's a Monday on a Tuesday, because this is Tuesday morning that people are going to listen to this. But it's Monday night that we're taping it. Would like to congratulate Joe Tavernese on his retirement from Metro Bowl.
Joey T.
Joe worked a lot of years in the bowling industry. So
it was
congratulations,
a pretty okay bowler.
Joe. Huh?
He was a pretty okay bowler.
He was good. He was a good bowler. He was. Shall we start in Canada?
What should we start with?
Calvin, why don't you start with some results up in Canada?
Some results? I don't even remember the last time we did this. What results would I have?
Well, how about we just focus on like the last week or so? Whatever happened this past weekend?
This past weekend? Like there was, I think, a tournament in Moncton. I don't really remember. I think
I froze. Back now.
You what?
I think I froze, but I'm back now.
Oh, I didn't even notice. So yes, we did have a tournament. It was the annual Earl Macaulay at Moncton Fairlanes. The handicapped singles tournament at 9 strings. And the winner was, drummel, Lindsay Butler. I needed to bring this up because Lindsay Butler feels that she is too cool for bowling. She didn't know that she was winning money when she won the tournament.
Wait, she's too cool or not cool enough?
Oh, she's too cool. She's too
cool. Yeah. Okay.
She didn't know she was winning money. She didn't know how much money she was winning. And she didn't know she was getting one big-ass trophy with her picture taken. And it was going to be plastered all over Facebook. So all her friends are going to find out that she is a good bowler. She absolutely demolished the field, winning by 86 pins. She averaged 110 for the day, added the handicap because it was a handicap singles. She ended up throwing 13-11 for 9 strings. So that is some impressive bowling. You know, if you take away the handicap, it's still 110 average for a 95, I think 95, 96 average bowler. But with the handicap, it's about 145. So the girl absolutely killed it all day. Even the last 2 strings, I think she might have. I don't know. I don't know if we really talked about it after. But she had a 370 her last 3 strings, and I think that was her high triple for her life. But even after 6 strings, she came out and threw a 370 to win the tournament. Like, that's without the handicap. It was like 454 or something with the handicap.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she absolutely crushed it, and it was wicked. It was fun to watch for sure.
Well, if she's too cool for bowling, then she's probably an avid listener of our show.
Oh yeah. Once this show goes live on Tuesday, she's getting tagged in it. She's gonna have to listen to it. All her friends are gonna listen to it. It's gonna be the greatest. And I'm so happy.
Congratulations, Lindsay. Great bowling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. We're cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you get a big ass trophy, you're cool.
Yeah. It is. Listen, if you check it out, it is.
Oh, it's as big as she is.
Oh, you can't see it. My phone disappears. It is one big ass trophy. And it was, yes, almost as big as she is. Actually, it's about eye level down to just around thigh level. So basically her whole body is that trophy.
That's a
big
trophy.
Yeah, yeah. So it was awesome. After that, Ethan DeRoche, respectable as well, averaged 122, and he finished second. Eric McGuigan averaged 131, and he finished third. Charlie Melanson averaged 117, and he finished fourth. And then Bobby Joe Bourgeois finished fifth. She averaged 93 for the day. I believe she's only in 91, maybe 90 average bowler, so she bowled well over her average and got there. So that was the top 5.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the Earl McCauley. We have coming up this weekend. I don't know anything in Nova Scotia. I don't remember if there was anything. I just got a quick check. Vacant. It says vacant. So I'm guessing there's no tournament this weekend in Nova Scotia.
Vacant's going to be there. That guy wins a lot of
Vacant wins a ton.
Vacant usually ends up like 0-72 at all our tournaments. It's usually just they just lose all 8 most of the time.
Oh, see, we have to bowl the vacant teams in our leagues, and sometimes they don't finish last.
Oh yeah, those vacants in our leagues are undefeated. I think there was one year we actually figured it out that the vacant would have been second place, I think. So yeah. But we have Corey, the once a month King of the Hill, is coming to its conclusion this weekend. I mentioned the top 16 last episode, so if you didn't hear it, you can go back and check it out, and you can go listen to the last episode to find out who the top 16 are. I believe everybody is confirmed. I haven't seen a post, saying, please confirm you're coming, so we don't have to call any alternates or anything, because that would be kind of little iffy if your playoff performers didn't show up, but haven't seen anything. But the playoffs are this Saturday, so if you are in the Fredericton area or close, or this Sunday. So if you're in the area, close, hour drive, St. John, go watch, go enjoy some little playoff fun, new kind of format that we have here in Canada land. I know there's a few different formats of the King of the Hill, but this is a new one, so everybody get out, go support the bowling, and go watch some fun bowling. So that's it for Canada.
All right. Brian, what's going on in the American world?
There's the amateur Candlepin tour series there next weekend in Whitensville.
You missed results first.
Oh, I don't have any results, Tim. That's on you.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
the
the
look on
hey,
the
hey, I'm
look
the
on
color
Brian's face
guy.
when I was like,
I'm the
Yeah.
color guy, man. You're the play-by-play. I'm
He's
usually
like,
Oh,
what are
okay.
you talking about, bro?
I do the outro, man. I'm the NPR guy.
Yeah, you're the finisher. You're just the
You're the-
closer.
yeah.
That's all you
yeah,
are.
Brian's a finisher, all right.
I only pitched to 3 hitters. Come on.
Yeah. Let's see. So we have let's see, they had the rolling with the oldies, bowling with the oldies. That was this past weekend.
Oh, is that the 3-person one where you had to have
Three-person,
one
yeah,
young
yeah.
and one
Rolling with your homies.
One above 50, one
mid
in your
30s, I think,
30 to 40
20s or something like that.
and
yeah.
one young.
One young.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Brian Crowell, Nick Norcross, and Aaron St. Cyr on winning. No idea.
Sandbaggers.
Yep.
Yeah.
No idea what the what they bowled to win because they just posted the brackets with.
Brian Kroll would throw the quietest 200 string ever. He just okay, cool. If you're 200, cool.
So yeah, so there's that. What else we got? We got. We had the 10 stringer down at Spare Time.
Oh, yes, I've seen that too. Yeah.
Whitensville. Joey Lister took down the title. He beat Jeff Brett.
Yeah.
Joey bowled well. Joey went 13-27. That's a tough house. That's a good score in that house. Surratt was second, 12-44.
So he won by a big amount. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, won by big. Well, his last, I know, Joey's last 3 strings, he went 38-54 and finished with a 13. And let's face it, after that 54, he was up 80 pins.
Yeah.
So you're up 80 with 1 string left. I mean,
I don't think you're going to be blowing it.
are you really going to go out and put a ton of effort to try to throw a 140?
Well, you got to make sure that you at least get 100 because if you throw an 88 and somebody goes 170, you look like an asshole.
Yeah, that is true. So Surratt was 12-44. Dean Sullivan was third with 12-31. Justin Scally was 12-20. Brian Crowell. Yep, Brian Crowell 11-68. So there was a pretty big drop off between 4th and 5th.
I've never bowled there, but I'm going to get to coming up in a couple weeks.
It's a tough house. I bowled once there in the Pro Series, something Pro Series there. And
I think it was the doubles, wasn't it?
No, it was a singles event. And I think I had 832 splits in 50 boxes. Which honestly I wasn't throwing a good ball, so I can't. I'd love to say it was the house's fault, but it was 100% mine. So there is that. I don't have the New Hampshire State results. They haven't posted them. I don't know where to find them.
You guys lost by 3.
Well, we lost mixed teams.
Oh, you lost, bud?
Yeah, by 3 pins.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm going to blame.
Is it because Bobby Witt threw another 700? Or
I'm going to blame. Well, it was only 3 strings.
It's Bobby Witt.
Yeah, he'd probably throw 700 for 3 strings.
I'm gonna blame it on Evan for not bowling better.
Oh yeah, he's
even though he went 4 something.
He's not a 120 at Mixed World, so I can't expect him to bowl anything good.
Neither can I.
Yeah, exactly. So
because if he'd gone 430, we would have won.
Yeah. I mean, really, he should have picked up his slot.
He got to just go home.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wasn't my 3 9-pin drops I missed.
No, absolutely not.
Or the spare one I had.
No, absolutely not. No. It's not up to you to win that tournament. It's up to Evan.
That's right.
Yeah, your under 120 average bowler has to pull up
a stop. It's up to Maddie to win that if she bowled with you. Isn't it up to Maddie to win for you?
I think so. If you bowl with Maddie, it's up to her to win.
No, she's just too good. That's the problem.
I do know that they had some big scores in Portsmouth, 3 or 4 700s that I know of.
Ooh, wow.
But I have not seen the results. This was my first year bowling the New Hampshire states, and frankly, they've got to do something different.
Oh?
Well, let me put it this way. So I only can compare it to the main state tournaments, which I have argued against for the last several years on how things have been run. And
so what you're saying is you can't make you happy.
No, you can make me happy. But if I'm going to pay $75 to bowl 3 strings, then why am I paying $75 to bowl 5 strings in the other events? Why is it the same money? If I'm only bowling 3 strings and 5 strings.
Damn you and your logic.
Now, not only that, but you did it in 2 separate houses in 2 weekends. So you had to bowl singles, doubles, mixed doubles, teams, and mixed teams.
But they didn't have the same events in 2 different houses, right?
They had singles, doubles, and mixed doubles in Portsmouth, and they had teams and mixed teams in Park Place.
Okay, at least they didn't have like the teams in like Park Place one weekend and Portsmouth the next weekend, like because that would have been horrible. Like that's just
no, but it was so. But not only that, but you got to pay $75 each tournament, and you can enter multiple times, and it's $75 a whack. Like the main turn, I will say this: I like how Maine spreads it out over an entire year.
Right.
Basically, once a month they have a Maine state tournament, whether it's a teams, mixed teams, 225, whatever it is.
And they have the scratch and the handicap in the same time.
And then they have an eliminations
for each,
which is good. My problem isn't so much with the formats as it is with the payouts and things of that nature. But I'm going to bowl a 10-string singles tournament in Maine for a state title and pay Brian. What was it? $70? $75?
Yeah, we bowled both, and it was $75, but that included the high singles.
Okay.
So I think it was like 70.
So in New Hampshire, it's 5 strings, and it's $75. I'm just
but the payout's probably more too in New Hampshire.
I don't think so. It was okay, but they only had like 20-something.
When I won the handicap singles in 2021, I think it was 2020. It was one of those pandemic years. I won the handicap singles, and it was like $230.
For a $75 entry?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was that.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
okay.
I enjoyed bowling. I enjoyed bowling the mixed teams. It was fun, whatever. But you only had, I think there was only a total of 5 teams that bowled the mixed teams, 5 or 6 teams.
That's the problem, is that you don't have the numbers like you used to have, Tim. When you bowled the scratch singles back in the heyday of the eliminations, how many guys bowled the scratch singles?
70, 80, somewhere
70 or 80. And how many would you say bowled the scratch singles the last year you bowled in the opens?
10?
10? Yeah. That's
12?
the problem. There's no numbers anymore.
I know.
To generate the winnings.
It was just to me, it was just kind of a bizarre way of doing it, having it on 2 weekends in 2 different houses, and you had to pay $75 each time. It just seemed, again, coming from someone that was once a month, I could justify doing $75. You know what? I don't know. It just seemed weird to only bowl 3 strings to determine a state champion. That's another thing.
Yeah, I would say a minimum 5.
Yeah, I mean, for a team event, 5 strings.
Yeah.
For a singles or doubles or mixed doubles, it should be 10 strings. That's just that's what I'm.
I don't know if I'd go that far, even with doubles and teams. I think 5 is just enough. You have 5 It's the same. Technically, I mean, yes, you're bowling as a team, but technically it's the same as singles. Your single bowler is bowling 5 strings. So I think it should be 5 strings no matter
They
what.
get a
I like
10
10
string total.
strings.
Yeah, to give you a 15 string total, technically.
But I like 10 strings.
That's
For
a lot
singles,
of bowling.
for
Why
a
is
lot
it
of-
singles 10 strings?
I don't know.
Oh,
It isn't-
Calvin,
it-
you would have hated the way they used to do the main eliminations way back in the day.
No,
You
he would
didn't
have
take
loved
a
it.
break.
He would have loved it.
You just bowled. You went 5 boxes, switch, 5 boxes, switch, 5 boxes, switch, 5 boxes, switch, 5
You
boxes,
bowl 10.
switch.
You bowl 10 straight strings
Yeah.
without a break.
Oh, giddy up.
Oh no, it was great. I loved it. That was.
Oh, you just said that's a lot of bowling, so I didn't think.
Well,
you liked
yeah,
it.
it's a lot of bowling for teams.
It's 5 strings teams. I'm saying it should be 5 strings for
Mhm.
teams, 10 strings for singles or doubles.
Oh, I thought you were saying the other way around. I think you said the other way around.
I did not.
No, I'm gonna have to side with Tim on this one.
You can listen to it tomorrow morning on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.
That's
You can
my
listen to it on
job.
all of them.
That's my job.
I will.
So congratulations to Maddie and Mario for the money match.
I still have yet to watch that. I haven't had a moment to sit and watch it.
So in that case, Calvin, don't listen to what I just said.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, congratulations to them. Amanda and Shannon bowled well. Maddie and Mario bowled just a bit better. So I'm pretty sure Maddie was over 600. I know Amanda was 590 something, 595-ish, somewhere in there. Again, good bowling.
Yeah, good bowling for sure.
Let's see, what do we got coming up? We have the Battle of the Sexes. That is this coming Saturday. I believe it's in Portsmouth. Looks like we have Bob Allard, Dan Gray, Mark Blay, Mike Kane, Jeff LaPierre, Nick Norcross, Bob Heap, Jason Sparks, Brian Hebert II, and Stephen Spingola for the men. And the women are Amanda Carroll, Shannon Scribner, Glennis McKinley, Faye Soria, Mario, Sage Johnson, Amy Doobie, Kelsey Layton, Brooke Betteridge, Sonia Johnson, and Kim Pelletier is on standby. So that is, I believe, this Saturday, 10v10. Not sure what time, but that is coming up.
Cool.
So head on down to Portsmouth, and you can watch some good female versus the males, and we'll see the females win.
Battles of the sexes.
Yes. I'm going to put my money on the female side, pulling it out.
I am as well. I'm taking the ladies.
Well, I'll just fight you guys both, and I'll take the men just for the fun of it.
All right.
I watched a young Jason Sparks throw a lovely 102 a couple weeks ago. So I'm pulling for him. I think he can do it. Bring back the young Jason Sparks.
We've got a couple of upcoming stuff. We've got not much information has been said, but the Chicha Rose Between Two Thorns tournament coming up Saturday, May 14th. That is at Exeter Lanes. I want to say it's a noon o'clock time to start time. What I want to say. So I don't know if they're looking for teams or not, but if you're interested, put a team together and get on in.
Why not?
You've got the Amateur Candlepin Bowlers Tour coming up this summer. This is the ultimate Amateur Bowlers Tour, not just the Amateurs Bowler Tour. The ultimate.
The ultimate prize.
4 events, 3 locations, 90% handicap. All ages and abilities are welcome. All events are $60 except 10 stringer, which is $75. $20 will go in for playoff consideration. This starts May 14th as well. That will be at Spare Time Lanes in Whitensville. Whitensville. That is the singles ultimate ladder, shift times 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. The next stop after that will be June 5th. That is the random draw doubles. at Country Club Lanes in Hingham, Mass. Then you have July 17th, 2022. Singles 10 stringer, spare time lanes back in Whitensville or Whitensville. Someone will tell me what it is eventually.
I don't know. You guys mispronounced all your cities out there, so I can't tell you what's going on.
That is true. And then August 20th, Baker format teams. I don't know. Is that a Sean Baker format or is that just the name of a Baker format?
I don't know.
No idea.
I do. I know a Baker's format that I've bowled in is 5 bowlers, and you get a point for each bowler.
Oh, that might be it.
So like a league, so your first bowler bowls against first bowler of the next team. If you win, you get a point.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that's the 5-pin. No, the Baker's format. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking something totally awful. The Baker's format is your first bowler goes 1-6, your second bowler goes 2-9 or 2-7, 3-8, 4-9, 5-10.
That's how they do 10-pin teams.
Yes. Well, that's how they do the playoffs or whatever, the team playoffs.
I'm sorry. Shoot.
The sugar nut. Oh, did Boston lose?
Carolina just scored to make it 3-1.
Okay,
well, that's at Leda Lanes on August 20th. Contact Matt Nichols. Oh, let's put his phone number out here. Let's blow this thing up.
Yeah.
Code
What's at Leda Lanes?
781-607-5722. His name is Matt Nichols. That is his phone number. Or you can email amateurcandlepintour@gmail.com. For all rules and eligibility, visit facebook.com/amateur candlepin tour. Moving on.
Moving on.
Do we want to talk Can-Ams? Nope. Let's save that to the next. Let's save that to the next one.
We're gonna save that to the next one. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. And the only reason
save
is,
it till
folks,
it's 100% confirmed.
Well, I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
Can-Ams are trying to happen in June, and there's a whole bunch of teams that either can't go, won't go, aren't going to go for whatever various reason, and we won't get into reasons, but yet it's a go, and then I don't know. We're going to talk about that next one. Mixed Worlds we'll talk about next as well.
Okay.
We won't talk about that. I do have a question submitted.
Oh, we have a question? This has been like 2 or 3 months since we had a question.
I actually have 2 questions.
Wow. Is it a 2-parter or is it actually 2 questions?
2 different people, 2 different questions.
Wow.
Okay,
let's do this.
So the first question comes from, and I know he wants to hear his name, Dumpy Daly. Joshua Daly has submitted a question. Joshua, young child, thank you for reaching out to us. We appreciate.
We always love to do the Make-A-Wish. Always love to help out the kids.
Always love to help out the kids.
Always like to make the kids better.
So we've touched on this a little bit here and there, but Mr. Daly would like to know, if you had a chance to own a bowling alley, how would you set it up? Lanes, types, approaches, anything that would give you a layout for your perfect bowling alley. Who wants to take that question? Who wants to start?
That is interesting. I can start. I'm happy and a big proponent of the old-fashioned wood. I enjoy the look of the synthetic. It's nice and shiny when you walk in and everything like that, but I love the old school wood, everything, like wood approaches, wood. So that would be my kind of design, I guess. And I would probably do kind of like Fairlanes does, or Fairview, sorry, where you have kind of the couches that you can sit on. And I think I'd kind of more do them in like a full oval shape instead of just, so then everybody can kind of sit around like in a team, like where you have your teams, you can have like both teams sitting on the round couch, but it's still a round. and you have to go out like by the sides. So I'd have that, and then I'd probably have semi-automatic scoring. I do enjoy the whole writing down and keeping score, but pushing buttons is so much easier when you're drunk or not paying attention.
You also can't spill drinks all over an electronic scorekeeper and they get washed away. The scores get washed away.
Yeah, that that doesn't happen sometimes when you bang a machine and a beer falls all over the scores. Yeah. So I think that would be mine.
Brian?
So I would set mine up. I would want it. I need a very wide building. Because, I would
for you
want,
to get in
restaurant. Well, yes. So I'd want the restaurant bar area on the left. You come in. You got all your lanes in the middle. You got 30 lanes, and you have 24 lanes in the middle, and then on the right in a separate room you have 6 lanes with your arcade and a snack bar, and that's where you have your birthday parties and stuff like that. So you keep your normal lanes fine, and you can use those for warm-ups for tournaments like the Worlds and whatnot. Then you have the middle of the house ready to go, and I would do wood approaches, synthetic lanes.
Nice.
Okay. This is tough because I've been in some.
Wait, can I give you the response I thought Tim would give?
Oh, go
I
for
would
it.
have
I
lanes
love it.
with
Let's
pins,
predict it.
and you would throw at them. That's what I thought we'd get out of Tim. There'd be lanes and pins.
My lanes would have pins.
Are you sure?
Well, I would hope after I threw my first or second ball, they would all be knocked down. But the way I've been bowling lately, I would still have a whole bunch standing.
Yeah, you could just push the button, Tim. They all fall down.
Sweet takes them every
takes away your time.
So I'm gonna get into the weeds a little bit here, and I this is what I would really like. 36 lanes.
Ah.
Okay. Well, 20. I want 24. So you walk in. I want 24 lanes.
Yeah.
Those are your league lanes. Those are your tournament lanes. Those are those lanes. I want to go either down a little stair, whatever it is, separate room. I want 12 lanes.
You want a separate room?
Separate room.
Are you going to have it off to the right, or is it like underneath the 24?
No. Right or left, that I don't care.
Because that's kind of interesting. If you keep the 12, that makes it even interesting. If you keep the 12 underneath, and that's also where you have your bar, then everybody walks down or walks up to go get their drinks and go to bowl.
Well, hold on. Let me explain this. So I'm going to say go to the right.
Okay.
Go to the right. It's a separate room. 12 lanes. That's your birthday parties. That's your glow bowling. And glow bowling would be done kind of like Lita Lanes has it. Lita Lighthouse. They have 12 lanes, and it's glow bowling the entire day. It's cool. It's cool as shit in there. And then they have 3 or 4 separate rooms, so they can have 3 or 4 birthday parties going on. So I would set it up like that. I think that's ultra cool and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The main bowling, the main area, I'm actually going to have. It's going to have the lane, 24 lanes. I like wood approaches. I don't care if it's synthetic or if it's wood lanes. That I don't care. As long as the approaches are wood, that's all that matters. So you can actually slide. But the cool part is I'm going to have a restaurant/bar behind it, and it's a 2-story bar. So you have seating above, looking down to the lanes.
So like a curling rink type
like
thing.
Like a curling rink type thing. So you're going to be up looking down, and you can see it open.
I do like that. That is.
Okay.
And make it just like a normal restaurant too, so random people just come in and eat. And like,
no,
what the hell are they doing down there?
Yes, it'll be a restaurant. Maybe downstairs has a bar, so when you're bowling, you don't have to go upstairs, but you just go to the bar,
right?
To get what you need. Now, granted, this is not something I'm going to have here in Rockland, Maine, because Rockland wouldn't be able to support that. This would be in a Portland type area. I'd like to keep something.
I bet if you hung up lots of pretty pictures and called it an art gallery, Rockland would.
Rockland would be great if I hung up pretty pictures. But it would have to be obviously a Portland, a Boston, some type of metro area. I want outside, I want mini golf. So in the summer times, I got mini golf, I got go-karts, I got batting cages. I get things that are going to bring people in all 4 seasons.
I mean, you're not going to rely on your shining personality?
No. No. No.
How about no?
And I will have semi-automatic scoring.
Yes, that's key.
I will not have automatic scoring. I might have automatic scoring over in the Glow Bowling area, something like that. I might do automatic over there because, yeah, we might do automatic over there. But who knows? Again, this is predicated on the fact that I'm going to have lots of money.
Oh,
win
yeah.
the Powerball.
Yeah,
win the Powerball, win the Mega Millions. Build something where ultimately I don't care if I get a payback on it as much as I'm breaking even every month.
You got to build this in
payroll
Florida, and then we have the Worlds there every year in Florida in November.
Yes. And maybe Portland would be good because then there's a casino within, 30 minutes or so. Something like that. Something.
A little something.
A little something. You know what I mean?
You know what, Tim? I like that. I like that idea. I do.
And I think what I would do from a ball return standpoint, I do like the ball returns that I don't know how to classify them. Like Bangor has them, Augusta has them. They're the longer ones that turn and come back. You know what I mean?
I don't like those.
Why?
I like because sometimes they don't hit the full turn, and they get stuck, and then I don't like that.
How the hell do they get? I've never seen.
I like the square box.
Yeah, I like
Kingswood.
Like Kingswood, where it has the double dip and has the big in the middle too.
I want something that you can have 2 teams of 5. This team and this team have all their bowling balls up there, and you don't got to be like, well, I got to move this one here and this one there, and I got to take these set off. No, I want enough room so you can have, what's that, 10
4
sets?
balls.
10 sets? That's
10
40
sets,
balls.
40 balls, yeah.
Yeah. And not worry about, grabbing
getting
it before
them
it goes.
stuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What else? I think that's about it. But yes, approaches need to be wood.
Yeah.
They need to be a minimum of 14 feet long, maybe 15. 15 would be, because I believe Augusta is at 15 feet. I think those approaches are 15 feet, and those are longer approaches.
You don't want the 6.5 foot Auburn approaches.
I don't want the Auburn Lanes approaches. Slightly bigger than Bangor would be great. Bangor is just a tad bit short. And I would not. And I got to
stand at the back of the lane when I bowl in Bangor.
And I would not, in the history of Evers, I would not put the score table so on my backswing I hit the damn thing. That drives me nuts. That is the only drama queen. No, that is the only thing at Bangor and at Exeter.
Well, that's good. Bangor, that's because you step off to get on the lane. If it was level, you'd be fine, but
it used to be level back in the day.
Oh.
Because I used to stand on the carpet to start. And then they built a box where the carpet was. And I went, shit, I can't start on the carpet anymore.
Well, you can, but you have to step down and run.
Yeah, that's nothing. Step and go.
And lane types, again, I really don't care if it's wood or if it's synthetic. I like the fact with synthetic, you don't have to do anything to them. There's no real maintenance to them other than cleaning them every once in a while. And yes, my plates would be done at least 3 times a week, not sloppy, whatever. Everything would be set to the bare minimum, so I would have minimum gutter depth. I would have the minimum gutter, the minimum sidewall depth, and I would bring the curtain as close to the pin deck as I could, and still keep it legal, or legal in the sake of the ICBA.
You're going right into detail.
And then Tim's going to go down there with the lane conditioner and just spray everything.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to make it sloppy. I'm going to make it fair. If you're throwing a good ball, I want to be rewarded. I want my peeps to be rewarded. If you're throwing a bad
ball, you don't
ball,
want it to be hard as nails U.S. Open golf style bowling
God,
to
no.
determine who the best of the best is.
No, because that doesn't determine the best of the best. It makes me want to puke. So, Josh Daly, I hope we answered your question. I have one that we may talk for about 5, 6, 7 minutes and call it a night, but we're going to end. Okay. We'll end on this one. I'm not going to say who asked me the question.
Did they not want to be known?
They did not want to be known.
Okay.
How does a person's attitude in a team event affect the team?
So, I
have a couple of different thoughts on this, and that's why this was a tough question for me to answer.
Okay.
So, Brian, let's start with you on this one.
I can tell you that having a good attitude and being a good teammate gets you asked to be on a lot of good teams. Because I am by no means a really, really great bowler, but I've been on some really, really great teams because I'm a good teammate. I think attitude is key. I think that it is one of the biggest things that you can have and contribute aside from your ability to a bowling team. I think that 5 people that get along well and are good friends can, sometimes and more often than not, beat 5 better bowlers that just bowl for themselves. I put a lot of stock in camaraderie, and I think attitude plays a big part in that.
As it shows in most of the teams who finish first in the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Look at A+, won 4 titles. They've been friends for, 17 years, 18 years, and probably more. Look at team like Lucky Strike, where those guys don't just hang out once a week or 1 week of the year. They hang out, every other weekend, and they bowl every tournament together. They bowl leagues together. So the camaraderie and the attitude, where if a guy's bowling bad and he's getting upset, you don't look at him and go, wow, man, you just bring down the whole team. You make fun of him. You tell him to go walk it off, go for a drink, and then you come back and laugh for the next 4 or 5 hours while you sit on the bench with them or something like that. Like, you need guys who are good enough friends to tell you you're bowling like a fucking idiot and you need to move on and figure it out. You need to not have people who you tell them that and they go pout in the corner for an hour or go off to play the machines or go and sit at the bar for 3 hours and talk to the bartender trying to get laid and not with their team all the time. So I've seen it way too many times. I've bowled with it way too many times. And the sour attitudes of, oh, I don't care. Why should I be bowling when, it doesn't matter, or I'm bowling bad, or blah, blah, blah. I've seen it too much, and it doesn't help. It doesn't fix the situation. It doesn't make anybody bowl better. It just makes the whole team just sit there and go, well, if you don't care, then why the heck should I? Like, I might as well just sit here and drink and just go out and throw in my 2 boxes and sit down because it doesn't matter to you. Why should it matter to me? So you got to have a team. Your attitude's got to be, even if you're bowling bad, you have to be in the pit cheering on your team. Sit down and keep score and just yell, good job, good bowling, good boxes, pick me up. You got to be able to do that. If you can't do that, then you bowl singles events and you can just kill your own bowling. Don't worry about the rest of us. So I'm a big proponent on that. Like, even if you're bowling bad, because I've done it. We've all done it. We've all gotten mad about how we're bowling. But if you just, when I'm really mad at myself, I go for a 2-minute walk. I go down. I smack the wall a couple times. I come back, grab a drink or something, and go to my teammates and, all right, pick me up. Let's go. Like, if you can't turn that off at a certain time, or you keep pouting the whole friggin' day, and we know because you guys have been on the teams too, and I've bowled against those teams where somebody's sour and it just brings down the whole team and it doesn't do any good. So if you don't have a good attitude, get the fuck out. It's just a game. It is just a game.
So I struggle with this because when I answer it now, I sound like such a hypocrite. But the fact is I've grown up. Meaning, not physically, obviously, because I'm still me. But
you're a real boy.
You're a real boy now.
No, I was that guy. You know, that was dropping F-bombs up on the lanes, that was slamming ball returns, that was kicking ball returns. I don't think I ever got mad at another person on another team. Like, we've all had it happen. Someone shits out a strike, someone backdoors a strike, someone, you know, misses a shot, but they catch a piece of wood, the wood goes off a wall, comes back and you know what I mean? Yeah, we've all done it.
Yeah.
But I am, as I get older, I want to bowl with people I like. I want to bowl with people I'm friends with. I want to win with people that I enjoy.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Not sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
go ahead.
You know what? And I found, and I think that's almost, not that it is, but it's almost been a reason. Like, I know that we're losing bowlers left, right, and center and stuff like that. But I find that that's more of a reason that we're losing teams, is that, you know, before it was basically, hey, I'm not on a team, but I want to be on a team. So I'm going to be on any team that's there. Now it's more, if I'm not on a team with my friends, I don't really want to go bowl. Because we've tried a couple times down here to do like just a random doubles or a random triples type thing where you just go in, or like a draft, and then you have captains and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, well, I could get stuck with this person. I don't want to bowl with this person. So I don't want to bowl. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So I'm gonna say this with the caveat of the fact that I was that guy that was dropping F-bombs on a lane, and I was the guy kicking ball returns. And I look back now, and I really sit back and frankly, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by a lot of my actions that I used to do. Do I still take this serious enough where I get irritated? Yes. Will I drop an F-bomb? Occasionally, but nothing like I used to. And now it's usually muffled or whatever. Rarely do I slam a bowling ball. I think I might have done that once or twice in league, but I haven't done it in a tournament in years. It's embarrassing to me to have someone on my team act like that. I find myself being embarrassed for them. They may not be embarrassed. I am.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm quickly getting to the point where I won't bowl with them.
Yeah.
You know, I'll make the decision. And I'm not talking about anyone in particular. So if anyone's listening to this going, oh my God, who's Jim talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what drama's going on. And no, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
I do not want to be associated with that. I do not want to be a part of that. Because it brings out my embarrassment on the way I used to act. And I don't need to see that anymore. I'm 50 years old. I'm soon to be 51. Too damn old to be dealing with this shit.
Too damn old for this shit.
You know,
I'm too old for this shit.
I spend a lot of money to still bowl.
Yeah.
The time for me is dwindling. And it doesn't mean that I'm done in a year or 2 year, whatever, as Brian talks me off the ledge probably 3 or 4 times a year. But
oh God.
You know,
I'm gonna start charging you in a little while.
You know, Bruins are now down 5-1.
Yeah. Wow, they just scored an empty netter, I think.
Yeah, I know. I saw. So, to a long-winded answer to that question, a person's attitude has an immense effect on a team. And if you're one of those that says it doesn't, then you're part of the problem. More than likely.
Yeah.
So, to those that are still acting that way, grow the fuck up. That's all. I don't care if you get mad. I'm not saying you can't get mad. Hell, bowling is a lot like golf. I still get mad when I golf. I just don't throw clubs anymore. And I don't.
You don't? What's
No.
the fun in golf then?
No.
Jeez.
Brian's played enough with me to know that now I go out, I have more fun just going out and playing.
Sometimes I throw the club farther
No,
than the ball.
he hasn't thrown a club in a very long time.
Shit's expensive.
Oh, you don't have to throw it that you lose it. You just throw it down the fairway.
No, I don't know. I as I get older, I just find myself, my competitive drive is still there. I'm as competitive as I was 30 years ago. I just don't. I'm taking the Amanda Carroll approach, and that's trying to maintain that positive attitude, or not even necessarily trying to maintain the positive attitude. Is trying not to have the attitude affect my bowling.
Right.
Is really what it boils down to. So, yes, if the three people that are still listening to the show after 50 minutes want to know, yes, a person's attitude can have a dramatic effect, both positive and negative. I have said this before, Brian is one of my favorite people to bowl with. He may suck at times, right? Not now. At times. He may not be as good as he once was, but the attitude is why I enjoy bowling with him and why I enjoy having him on my team. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we're going to wrap up.
Put up with an incredible amount of his shit.
He does.
I guarantee
Oh my
it.
God, he does. He does. I'll give Brian credit. He puts up with a lot of my shit, but that's because I drive most of the time. Even if it's his vehicle, I still drive.
On the way home.
On the way home, because I
bowling doesn't go well.
I like to let Brian take out his frustrations on maybe an alcoholic beverage occasionally.
My liver.
On his liver.
Your liver's getting punished for Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, happy May.
Oh God, it's May already, man.
It's May already.
Smokes.
Timothy. Yes.
1 month, 3 weeks.
I know.
I'm so excited to see you.
I can't wait. We're gonna have fun. It'll be a good time.
Excited. It is gonna be a wicked time. I am so excited.
I might even give you a hug when I see you.
You should literally Baywatch slow motion jump into
you
my
guys gotta
arms.
do the last scene from Dirty Dancing.
You should oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I will lift that gut so high in the air. You won't know what to do with yourself.
I'm upset I'm gonna be in Colorado for that.
That's funny.
I fully expect you to slow-mo run into my arms.
Somebody film this shit for me, please.
So 2 weeks ago, I legit because we got to Dave's house because that's where I stayed for the Easter Classic.
Yeah.
So I legit, as soon as he opened the door, I barrel jumped him and I jumped right into his arms.
That's awesome.
Because I was like, man, I haven't seen you in 2.5 years. This is warranted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to the mixed worlds.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm even looking forward to seeing you, Calvin.
I know.
It's crazy like that.
I'm excited.
Well, folks, we appreciate you listening, watching, gazing longingly into our eyes as we talk Candlepin Bowling. Send us your questions. Now that we had a couple of questions, let the floodgates open. Send us questions to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Ripping the Rack Podcast.
And it doesn't have to be bowling questions, guys. Anything.
Brian has deleted his OnlyFans, folks. Brian does not have an OnlyFans
What?
anymore.
I got I got kicked off.
He got
Was
kicked
your
off.
booty too big? Was your booty just too
Yeah.
big for it? Oh no.
So rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com, Ripping the Rack Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. Brian,
Did we delete our Twitter account yet?
No, I'm actually going to try to start using it again.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try.
Might as well.
I go down rabbit holes on my own, and then I'm like, shit, I should have gone on whatever. Brian, where else can they hear us?
Well, Tim, they can hear us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Breaker, YouTube, and wherever else they listen to their podcasts.
Excellent.
Beautiful,
Brian.
as always.
That was a great job. Thank you, folks. Guys, we'll see you.
Hey, this is like the
yes.
2-year anniversary, too, by the way, I believe.
Probably pretty close.
Wow. Hey, happy anniversary, Brian.
Oh, that's
Calvin.
so cute.
Actually, we started in April, so we missed it. But
you guys should have had a date.
We should have had a date.
We should have. I think we did. I think it was League Banquet.
Okay, we had a date. So
That
anyway,
sounds exciting.
guys, have a great week.
Go Leafs!